Greetings, all my loyal YouTube viewers, followers, whatever you want to call yourselves. Welcome to another episode of What's Happening in My Life. What is today? Happy October something, mid to late October 2023. And I really want to share with you the completion of the fifth or sixth iteration of my garage improvement endeavor. So I've been spending, I don't even want to share how many hours, how many tens, not how many hundreds, no, how many thousands, literally how many thousands of hours I've spent improving this garage, upgrading it and making it more organized, making it fit the vision that I have for it, making it more comfortable, more open, less cluttered. There's just so much that I've done. So when I refer to iterations, it means I'll complete one major project and then I'll go on to the next one and the next one. So after the completion of each major stage, it's an iteration, because I don't think that I would have to do another one, but then after I finish that initial phase, I want to continue doing something else to it. So that's why I call them iterations. So let's take a look here. So I first started off with doing the drywall. So this here, I did the drywall, I did the texturing, I did the painting on this face, this back wall here, and then the one to the right was next, and then the one to the left, like this one, was the most recent one. After that, I installed my shelvings in the second iteration. This is my storage system. I really love these transparent shoebox. These are meant to be shoe boxes, but the reason I love them so much is because you can see through them. They're transparent, so I can see really clearly. These are all my irrigation parts. There's my extension cord. This is my my scooter brake components. And over here you can see I can clearly easily tell what's in each of the boxes. So I'm not guessing. I don't have to open up the lid of each one and time consumingly spend a lot of time going through them. I can just tell what they are. This storage system here, I don't have any shoe boxes because they're more frequently used possessions that I have. So I just want to be able to just grab them quickly, like those batteries there. So the third iteration, can't remember. Okay, so what am I? A third iteration? So I started organizing the all the stuff I have on the shelves here. I got little library system going on. This is another library system. Of course, my beautiful wife up there. And I do have these two shelves reserved for her when she gets here. The fourth iteration was got to be lighting. So can you see what the lighting looks like? It's still gorgeous. I mean, I'm so proud of how, look at the symmetry. They say symmetry is what makes beauty. So, I mean, it's got to be beautiful, right? Because it's symmetrical, it's so bright. The iteration after the installation of the lights, the replacement lights, oh man, I am just so proud of how this turned out. So you see there's that pieces of lumber that are in between the ceiling joist. So these are called the wooden joist. And then up there, those are rafters. But it wasn't, there wasn't enough structural integrity without those. I'm gonna call them purlins. They go and support the individual frames that make up the roof. In addition to that, they provide a nice coverage for the wires and the cables. Look how nice the cables. I literally spent 2 weekends organizing the cables here, but yeah, it's in a really good spot. And even the sensor cables, I spent hours hiding the sensor cable. See, the garage door have these sensors so that they work properly, for safety reasons. So after that, I mean, here's another iteration. I'm gonna open up the garage door, and you can listen to how quiet and how smooth and just how utterly rewarding this garage door opens up. Watch and listen. You hear how quiet and wonderful that sounds? You have no idea what it used to sound like. So upgrades include this new Chamberlain garage door opener. I got brand new roller wheels. So these are brand new roller wheels right there. And a combination of that, and then also just being diligent with the garage door lubricant maintenance makes it just operate so beautifully, so fulfillingly. Okay, so I shared all that because that's the buenas noticias, but hay malas noticias, so bad news. There is some trouble in paradise here. So let me just show you really closely and firsthand what that looks like. Okay. Let me set up my what do you call it, my ladder. But before I do that, safety first. You always want to pull this here. So this is the cord to disconnect the garage door from the opener track. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what's been happening with this particular piece of lumber. Oh, can you see here? That is frass. See there? Little bits and pieces of termite droppings. See, this one is not affected. It's rather inexplicable. See, they have attacked this one big time, but this doesn't seem to be affected. They have essentially been spared. But let's see if I can open up any more. Okay, so it's actually over here. Can you see that? Yeah. So I'm gonna open up more of this. See? This has all been termite damaged. Let's see. Is there any more? Okay, yeah. So it's not so bad in this part of the wood. Okay, so yeah, see, check this out. Here's frass. Okay, not so bad actually. I thought it'd be worse. But I'm gonna repair all this. Yeah, so I guess the worst part of it is right here. See, that's frass. You see that? Okay, so yeah, this is really bad up here. Look how much they have eaten away. Oh, let me move on this side. All right, so you can really see. I'm gonna concentrate this. See, that is frass. This is also known as termite droppings. There, you see that? They're long gone now, but the damage that they've caused is long lasting. This is gonna need serious repair. But let me see, I can grab a little bit. Can you see that? That's termite droppings. So if you see this on your floor, you most likely have termite damage. Yeah, all that's gonna need to get repaired. So I even took the liberty to do a cross-sectional cut of termite damage pieces of lumber, and look at the cavernous cavities that they can create and damage in these pieces of lumber. They actually kind of look pretty, but that is in comparison to a non-termite damage cross section here. Let's see, I'm actually going to turn this into a little display, but that's damage, and there's no damage. Now, let me show you. Let me go inside the house and show you the difference between spider droppings and termite droppings, so you can yourself personally identify what kind of a pest you may be dealing with. All right, so I'm not sure how well you can see this, but those are spider droppings, clearly, because there's a ton of spiders here. But there's a very distinct difference between spider droppings, and that was something that I initially didn't take. I didn't take the damage in the garage seriously, because I thought those were just merely spider droppings. But the spider droppings, they're more elongated, whereas the frass termite droppings, they're spherical and they're more solid. So they drop down at a higher rate of speed, whereas the spider droppings, they kind of float down softly. So that's another way for you to discern the difference between whether you have a spider infestation, which is not so bad. I mean, spiders don't really damage the structural integrity of your house. Is termites that you wanna watch out for. So I mean, most definitely I have a termite. I've actually seen them. I actually seen them wiggling around and chomping on pieces of wood up there. So what is going to happen now? Okay, so I have definitively concluded that I do have termites in here, but based on the monitoring that I have done, they seem to be isolated. They don't really just go all over the place. They stick to a little corner, or they isolate themselves to one long piece of lumber, and then they do a number on that. So they don't really spread out. So as long as you are able to identify where they're at, there's something you can do. There is a solution called copper green that you can apply to that piece of wood to drive them away. And number two, you can just replace the damaged wood as they are getting damaged. So you got to do your cost benefit analysis here, and was something that I did. What I could do is just call a professional exterminator, and they'll have a crew come here and fumigate the place, also known as tenting, because when you fumigate, you have to tent the house, and that will eliminate all the bugs, not just termites, but spiders and anything else that's in the house. Terminate them altogether. Now, I decided not to go that route because there's no guarantee that they won't come back, at least from what I read. So it's not a permanent solution. And number two, it's just really costly and disruptive. It's disruptive because occupants in the house, including myself, I would have to move out for about 3 days. And not only do I have to move out, but my roommate has to move out. And then also we got to move our food out of that house as well. So that's a disruption that I don't want to have to go through. And then number two, it's expensive. It's $2,000 to $3,000 for tenting. So what I'm going to do, because it's so much cheaper, a piece of lumber, believe it or not, that piece of lumber that up there, let me show you. So that piece of, that's the tie beam support. If I were to replace that, if I were to go to the Home Depot, the home improvement store, and get a replacement one of those, it's literally $4. $4 freaking. Now I don't want to do that because there's a lot of work that has to be done to to get it out because there's so many other pieces of frame member that's in the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna min wax it with a wood stabilizer, and then I'm gonna do a wood filler on that thing. Now this part right here, this is also termite damage up there. So there was a piece of the rafter that was damaged, and then there's also a triangular piece of plywood that was also termite damage, and then the door up there, the purlin door, was also damaged. So that one I was able to more easily remove and then replace. So I'm in the process of replacing that. I'm gonna actually share with you, like, because I'm so proud of how the cut that I made fits so beautifully and precisely. It's a press fit that I was able to get in there. So I'm gonna share with you that. But yeah, so based on what I have learned, and based on what I have seen, my conclusion is it's okay. I mean, I don't need it. I don't need to fumigate, but I have to continue monitoring, and I'm going to continue replacing whatever part of the house, whatever wooden part of the house gets damaged. I'm going to continue replacing them. Okay, so this is looking at this part of the roof from the outside. I've already replaced this triangular cover, and then this is the rafter. I've already installed this in place. Now I need this thing here to extend all the way to the fascia board. So the technique that I employed was to just kind of brute force it. I kind of gauge what these angles are, just observationally by eye, and then I created these templates, and as you can see, this actually has a gap there, and this angle here also isn't the right angle. So I started making notes of how much of a steeper angle or a shallower angle I need to make this end, and then same on this one, in addition to how much of a gap this is here. So that was my first one, and then I made two more. You can see here, let me turn this on. So I made two more templates that got progressively closer to that opening that I was looking for, until I got to this one, and I believe this is the one that was the precise fit. No, okay, so this is not the precise fit one. Which one is my precise fit? Yeah, this one is the precise fit. Okay, so I did it until I got the super precise fit. See that? It even stays in place. See, there's really no gap in between there. No gap in between this end as well. And this angle here, it just almost perfectly aligns with the angle of the roof. It goes down. So once I got that, I transcribed this onto a piece of 2x4, and then I cut it out with my miter saw. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so once I figure out the precise angle and size of the opening using this cardboard template, I transcribed it onto a piece of 2x4 lumber, and then miter sawed it out to make it look like this. So as you can see, it's a really precise duplicate, this one here, of my template. And then you can tell there's a distinct difference in the color, right? So that's because this one has already been copper green applied. So I got a good amount of this and brushed it onto this. So this is going to be termite resistant, almost termite proof, if I want to. I'm not sure I want to call it that, but I think it should be termite proof, because all of this here, all of this, so this is my patio cover. It's all been treated with copper brown I mean, not copper green brown, because there's a copper green green and there's a copper green brown, and no signs in almost 10 years, no signs of termite damage. So this stuff is really effective. Okay, so I'm going to show you how precise of a press fit this is. Okay, so let's see. So this is the piece of lumber that I treated and saw. But look, it fits like a glove, right? I don't even have to glue this. It's just, it press fits in place, no gaps whatsoever. Oh, let me see. It's hard operating the camera, but there you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What a nice fit. And then next, I'm gonna have to use the same cardboard template process to fabricate this piece of rafter, and then I'm gonna paint everything, and then that should be it for this repair.